everybody. Welcome back. I still have that going. How you doing? Welcome to Bongo. So, and beware, much chase. This game is a classic in certain circles, and I absolutely love this freaking game. So this game is known for several things, especially this. Beware, you're being chased by a dinosaur. So good. Welcome to Bongo. So Bongo, I had to make my own layout, just so we're aware, because it's a vertical and does not fit. I could have squished it, but I don't think Bongo would have approved, honestly. This is an arcade game. It's a Galaxian conversion, and it's something I care about quite a lot. Some people might say it's a bad game, but it's more so like just weird for a lot of different reasons. So before we get into it, I want to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Lizstar, and I'm the world's leading bongoologist. That is an actual title that has been given to me by multiple people. I've tasked this game. I've glitch hunted this game. I've done a lot. Hi, David. It's nice to meet you. I've done a lot of work on this game. My brain and my hands are not working very well, so we'll see if I can actually beat it today, but we will try. Oh, that's... hold on. Hold on. I have the wrong split key on. Okay, there we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to Bongo. So Bongo is an arcade like platformer action game. It has a bunch of different screens that loop, but there's like different enemy layouts on each screen. You play as Bongo, this dapper gentleman in his red hat, and you're trying to escape from a dinosaur. We haven't seen the dinosaur yet because we're going a little too fast. The dinosaur will spawn after a while. A lot of arcade games at that time had basically a soft time limit of, like, if you stay on a screen for too long, you will, and like try to farm points or anything, eventually something will come and kill you. For this game, it's the dinosaur. We will see that the dinosaur is not as scary as we thought during the task. I won't be showing that off here, though. Okay, so I just did a very tricky jump. This game has a lot of, it's actually very tight movement for the speed run. The world record holder is my good friend Bald Nate, and there's a lot of tricks that need to be done in order to get competitive time. I've actually developed several new ones. The one I did just a little bit ago. Most people do what's called the Chubo jump. Chubo being another top leading bongoologist. But I developed a slightly faster one that's a lot more scary. And there's also a 1-frame trick on this room where you're able to get ahead of that bird, and it saves maybe half a second. Alright. So you'll notice I've been collecting treasures. These are very important. Because as soon as you collect 6, the bonus goes off, and when the bonus goes off, you get those points, and then you get teleported to the next room. I'm going to... oh, okay. Couldn't do the Liz jump twice. So I'll do the Chubo jump. Oh no! Oh, my hands. Come on, hands. We can do this. We can do this. We can play Bongo today. It's not that hard. Okay. So there are 27 rooms that Bongo has to go through. This one is the hardest one. We skipped it last time. Basically, Bongo doesn't work on pixels. Bongo works on, like, a grid-based system, but it's kind of hard to tell. With each movement, he can move... oh, gosh. Bongo, please. He can move just slightly, and you have to be right at the edge. You cannot be any closer. Okay, we're going to get this bonus and just skip through this. You have to be right on the edge to make those jumps. Alright, so we're at the final screen. So here at the final screen, we are being chased, of course, you are being chased, and we have to capture the dinosaur. And got it. Oh, I hit the wrong I hit the wrong thing. Oh no, I don't know how to unpause it. Well, there's gotta be a way. Normally I have numlock as my split button. But numlock is broken on MAME, so it. But hey, GG! I technically beat the game. Now then, now that we've beaten the game, give me a second because we have more to show. So let's go ahead. You see, I may play a lot of Bongo, and I may be kind of good at playing it fast. That is not close to world record, by the way. World record's like, I don't know, like 3 minutes and like 2 seconds. Or it's like right below 3 minutes. I forget. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and get. Where did I put it? Cat, seriously, my cat is just constantly rubbing. She's like, pay attention to me. Bongo doesn't matter. Bongo does matter. How dare you? Anyway. So this is a different version of MAME that I'm currently using. Why is it so tiny? Okay, well, let's fix that. A little bit more. Oh, I know why it's tiny. Hold on. We gotta do this. Watch chase. Okay, there we go. Now everything's good. So, I play a lot of Bongo, but I also task it. So we're going to do the task showcase real quick. In order to do this, I have to pause. Because arcade tasking is kind of wonky and weird and hard to do. Let's go ahead and load that task, and we will get going. And now. Oh, hold on. Unpause. What are you doing? Unpause. There we go. Welcome to Bongo Task. So, I did indeed task this game. This is not a task for speed, however. This is a task for score. You'll see I'm picking up every single one of the treasures. You get a higher score bonus with each treasure you get. Yeah, the tasking version of MAME is incredibly outdated, so... Okay, so that's a trick I've developed. You'll notice there are a few different ways to get score. You can move to the right, you can collect treasures, or you can get 6 treasures, and that gets you a bonus. Those are the 3 ways to get score in this game. Wow, wait, why is this game so quiet? Hold on. We can't have Bongo be that quiet. There we go. Could be a little bit louder. Alright, Bongo is good. It's got some good music. Anyway, so those are the 3 ways to get score. So, in a room where I am trying to, I skipped that specifically because later on there will be a room with, 3 different treasures in it, and the treasure gets you more points than that one does. So, or 2 treasures, this room specifically. So here I go to as far to the right as I can, because we're going to get this treasure and teleport, and we'd be skipping that hot pointage. So you did just see this. The game is and there's the 1 frame trick I mentioned that I discovered. You can get ahead of him and go slightly faster. I actually did not really need to do that, but it does get you more points, because if you jump off screen, your points still go up. That's also a one-frame trick, by the way, of getting underneath of that, that thing. And that's a very difficult jump over that crown right there. That crown only gives you 200 points as compared to the 400 and 1,000. So we try and jump over that. It was kind of hard to see, but Bongo has some really funky hit detection. Like I said, it works on a grid-based system, and sometimes, especially with the treasures, they're not on the same grid that you'd think they would be on. So again, we're jumping off the screen to gather more move to the right points. Why is it in a cave? I'm not sure, because everything that we've seen about it says it's, you know, in a jungle. That's the fastest way through that room. Very difficult. Live, though. And that's a very tight jump there, too. Alright, so here we are once again at the end of the loop. Much like every other arcade game to exist from this time period, the game is not over once you beat it. It does have a decisive end, and there are those little, like, SpongeBob fellas. They're only here, and I don't know why. And we have the Bongo dance. Everyone dance with Bongo. We'll be seeing the Bongo dance a few times here, friends. So, loop 1 ends, now we have loop 2. Bongo moves much faster now, and you'll notice, so does the dinosaur. We're still moving so fast that the dinosaur can't reach us. We move maybe about twice as fast. Basically, the way it works is that Bongo moves once every 6 frames on the grid-based system, and during this, I believe it's only once every 3 frames or 4 frames, something like that. So it goes decisively faster. Bongo will not speed up ever again. He only goes at this speed. So once you learn the route and how to control Bongo at this speed, technically you're good to play this game until the kill screen. It's just really hard. No one's gotten even close to the kill screen without using some kind of save states or permanent lives. Again, I skipped that because it actually gives me slightly more points, because that's only worth 200. A lot of the tricks that I would do before, like the Liz jump and the 1-frame trick on that bird room, are not actually things anymore because everything moves slightly faster, all the enemies and Bongo himself. And it just slightly throws off the cycles. Something that I have not mentioned, actually, about movement, that's very important, is that you move faster when you're jumping. You can probably tell. It just takes people, like, I've noticed a lot of people who play this game and run this game, that's not immediately apparent, but then they find it out, and everyone who runs this game is like, oh yeah, that's a thing. So you want to be in the air basically as often as possible, and sometimes later on, it's very precise jumps are the only thing that will keep you alive. Look at how robust his kneecaps are. Alright, so we're getting near the end of this loop. Once again, getting through these very tight jumps, which look a lot easier when you're able to, you know, tass your way through them. I've gotten to the end of Loop 2 RTA a few times. I have not beaten it, I don't think. Actually, no, I have gotten to Loop 3 like once or twice. I have a pretty high score. It's like 300,000 something. Obviously, Bongo has beaten that score already without getting to Loop 3, because there are a few score strats that are relatively new. So everyone Bongo dance. So why do we love Bongo so much? I think that's kind of important to talk about. I discovered Bongo because I really like arcade games, like, from the 80s. I'm a big arcade game fan, and I never had an arcade near me, so I've been rediscovering a bunch of games that I wish I had discovered before. My favorites are things like Anteater, Super Locomotive. I like kind of obscure ones. I'm not a big Pac-Man girl. So I play a lot of those on my own stream, on what I call Main Madness. And someone told me to play Bongo. Bongo is very obscure. Like I said, it's a Galaxian conversion that was nearly lost. And thankfully found. And as soon as I played it, I played it and I'm like, this game is really silly and dumb. There's just like, look at Bongo. Look at silly old Bongo with his wobbling, shaking knees, and they move so fast now that he's moving fast. Like, just look at those knees wobble. He's just so goofy, and like, the dinosaur's goofy, and like, just everything about it is a very silly game. And I started to slowly fall in love with it, and just, you know, I basically ran the game just almost as a joke. Oh, so here we see the first instance of skipping the dinosaur. We do this so that we can get more points by jumping off to the right. We would not be able to do so otherwise. It is relatively precise to jump over the dinosaur. However, you can do it RTA. You're chasing dinosaur. That is a this is a trick I discovered and developed. I'll talk about how I did a little bit later. But it will be used very often from now on. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, my experience with Bongo. So I picked it up and just kind of ran it almost as a joke. I think a lot of people just kind of run it as a joke. A lot of Kuso people run it. Kowal runs it. And I got second place and was like, okay, I'm good. That's fine. And I would occasionally play it during Main Madness. But then I heard about the kill screen. Now, if you don't know what a kill screen is, in arcade games, a lot of times there's programming limitations that make it so that eventually you just literally cannot play anymore. There's no way to progress. And I've always kind of been interested in kill screens and why they happen and, you know, where they are. So I wanted to know where it was, and I was told it's in loop 3 on the first down slope. So when you go in the downslope rooms, you actually don't move twice as fast. You continue at your regular speed for some reason that you would in loop 1. So they said, because of that, it's impossible. Here we go. We're going into loop 4, I believe. Because of that, it's impossible to get through there. And I was like, okay, well, I want to see it for myself. So using the cheat code that's kind of built into the game of giving yourself infinite lives, I went to loop 6 and was like, yep, this seems like a kill screen, alright. But then I noticed that you go faster when you jump, and I have a clip of myself. I made a huge tweet thread about my experience of this. And now we're moving so fast that we'll be seeing the dinosaur basically every single screen. And some of them will get a little bit close and hairy. I was like, wait, this doesn't seem right. So then I kept trying over and over. I was like, I feel like I'm so close. There is a very specific jumping combination that can get you through loop 7, room like 7. And it's very precise, but I managed to do it RTA. And I beat the kill screen. I was like, yes, that's that. And then I kept pushing for it. I kept going further and further. And I got to the cage screen of loop 6. And I spent all night. I'm talking literal hours. I spent literal hours. I attempted to do it RTA. It just seemed to go too fast. Then I tasked the entire game, and it was like just a slow task just so I could get to that room and try and do it properly, and I could not get it to go. Basically, you remember the final screen of Bongo is... Okay, so again, we're going to jump over the dino here. That's a very specific dino jump. I'll get a few more points there. Final screen of Bongo is you have to wait for the dinosaur to get right under the cage, and then you hit the cage and it falls on him. There is literally no way to get to the cage fast enough in Loop 6 without, like, with the dinosaur being under it. There's no way. The dinosaur will catch you every time because it's just going too fast. It goes slightly faster than you now. And so I was like, that's the kill screen. I'm talking like probably 6 hours. 6 or 7 hours working on this. It was a lot of work. I documented what I said the kill screen was and said, hey, if anyone can figure out any way to get past this kill screen, I want to see what Loop 7 is like, so go ahead. No one took me up on that offer, so I occasionally went back and just kept trying at it, because it felt so close, like so close. And then, just, I'm not even joking, alright? That night, the night after I spent 6 hours doing nothing but playing Bongo, I had a fever dream as I was lying in bed trying to fall asleep of me jumping over the dinosaur. I'm not kidding, this is actually what happened. I had a fever dream of jumping over the dinosaur, and then I was like, huh, I wonder if you can do that. So I tried it the next day. And yeah, it turns out you can jump over the dinosaur. I was possessed by the Bongo spirit. I got visions of Bongo. Do you think this is what happens with real scientists? Like, when they have epiphanies? I was mildly sick from too much Bongo, and it was all I could think of. So then I found out you could jump over the dinosaur, and because of that, we made it to Loop 7, Level 8. We'll be seeing that's the furthest you can get with current Bongo science. That's the furthest you can get in Bongo. We've already established that I am, in fact, a Bongoologist. People have given me money. Like, I've been given grants to continue my Bongo research. I'm not joking, people have donated money on my channel for that and called it Bongo grants. I love Bongo a lot, and it's been a lot of fun. I established a huge thread detailing the entire journey through discovering the kill screen of Bongo, and then I tasked it in an attempt to find the highest score. This is what happens? That's what happens when the dinosaur loops. The dinosaur will get to the end of the screen and will then start freaking out, and you will see weird things inside of it. Sometimes you see that Bongo is the dinosaur all along. Sometimes the dinosaur is SpongeBob. Here we'll see it again. There he goes. And basically, when he does that, he can kill you. All of those are hitboxes, so you have to be in a very precise space in order to dodge the dinosaur. So the lore is Bongo is the dinosaur is actually Bongo. The real monster was man. we're getting close to looping the score. So, as you can tell, the game really did not expect you to get this far. This is all possible RTA. It's just very, very precise. So, there we go. We've looped the score. So now we only have 12,000 points, which is pretty shocking. However, the game does consider it to be a 1 million score. It doesn't break and like loop over like some kind of overflow. It actually does still consider it 1 million, because I've attempted after getting the score to, you know, see if it still says you have the high score if you beat, say, 40,000 at this point. And no, my high score is still this. So it doesn't, it's well made, they just did not expect you to get this far. God, I love this freaking game. All from a Galaxian conversion that no one heard of from England. So I've actually attempted to contact the dude who made this game. I want to make my own PCB of this game. Not many are known to exist. Like I said, okay, so now we're going so fast that basically if we try to get any, I had to route certain areas, because we're going so fast that if we don't skip certain levels, we will die. There's no way to get past them. So we have to have the treasures to skip some levels. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I've attempted to contact him because I want my own PCB. Now, the PCBs are obscenely rare. As far as we know, only one exists. And so I want to make my own, which it's a Galaxian conversion. So I'm like, all it takes is, you know, replacing the Galaxian ROM with a burnt Bongo ROM, right? So I asked him. He has not gotten back to me. He commented on BBH's. Have I broken the music? I have not. There is the game, like I said, is very well made. Even when you do all these weird glitches and things, the game doesn't seem to break. Okay, so people are talking about the ports. This did get multiple ports, even though the game is obscenely obscure, and like we didn't even have a ROM of it for years. There were like 4 different ports to other consoles. There were and like it was ported to the C64 like twice or 3 times or something like that. It's very wild. Those ports are good. Nothing compares to the original arcade classic, of course. So you'll notice we're jumping over the dinosaur almost every single time now when we get to this kind of stuff, so that we can, in fact, grab the go to the furthest right. So I believe this is loop 6. So we're getting close to the end here. Is it possible to evade the dinosaur twice in the same screen? It is possible to stay on the screen for as long as you possibly want if you just keep jumping over the dinosaur. I've never actually done that RTA, and I haven't tried it, but I cannot see it being any kind of problem. Also, you'll notice, so when we jump over the dinosaur, the way it works is you have to, okay, so this room is impossible unless you get this. I spent ages trying to do that, but you have to skip it. Alright, so here it is. The fever dream moment. What we're going to do is we're going to kill ourselves multiple times. So, basically, as I keep going to the right, I will get more points. If you fall slightly further than, like, your platform is at, you die. You can only go 1 platform below, so there is fall damage, but you die in midair. So we're going to throw off all our lives, and then, continue on here. And boom! There's a video, there's a clip of me, getting this for the first time, and I screamed. I was screaming. It's not a good clip to watch. I was very excited. Are y'all ready for loop 7? You wanna see how fast the dinosaur goes? You're being chased! Watch out! You're being chased! It's basically impossible to get that while also not getting hit by the dinosaur. He's so fast. You can only jump over the dinosaur when you're at a slightly higher level. Which comes into issue here. So there's no area here where you're higher than the dinosaur, so you have to jump over it, and there's no area here where you're higher than the dinosaur, so you have to die. And that screen, my friends, is the kill screen. With a score of 1,252,050, that is the highest score you could possibly get in Bongo. As found by me, Liz. With a little green goblin face. Star. And that's time. That's the task. That is if anyone could get even close to that score, I would commend you. I think the highest score someone's gotten is like in the 600,000s, which is very impressive. My score is only like the high 300,000s. Bongo is a lot of fun, and I hope you all enjoyed. Is it Kuso? Is it bad? Well, I mean, it's weird. It's got a lot of like weird things to it, but it's got so much charm. And Bongo is such a good boy. Bongo for Smash. Anyway, I'm really glad that I made it and I was allowed to show this off. Thank you to everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful time. Next up, I think, is Elrock. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye, friends. Love you. Have a good one.